It's the next morning. Goofy's making that breakfast. Yeah, a little too much. He's kind of going crazy like Aunt May with those Jimmy Dean sausages, okay? It was either going to be the bullet or it was either going to be those Jimmy Dean sausages that were going to kill Aunt May. It's just the bullet was faster, chat. And Goofy's made way too many pancakes. Just like I got a stack of toast. It's all slathered in jam. It's like, who's going to eat that? It's way too many carbs, Goofy. He's got hard-boiled eggs. He's got salt. He's got bacon. It's like, what are you doing? Hello, and thank you for checking out the video. I just want to let you know that I not only create content on my YouTube channel, Class in the Glass, but I'm also on Twitch, where I review movies, cartoons, and TV shows live, while also playing single-player games and multiplayer games. I also have a Patreon where subscribers have access to hundreds of video and audio commentaries for films and cartoons, as well as podcasts and videocasts. In the meantime, thank you again for watching. Enjoy the video.
That family comes first, even if your dad is goofy.
Dad? You're scaring people.
An extremely goofy movie.
We got to go ahead and get to tonight's review. I am doing a scene by scene breakdown to the 2000 direct-to-video animated comedy film, An Extremely Goofy Movie. An extremely goofy movie, chat. The sequel to a Goofy movie and the finale to Goof Troop, chat. It's the end of an era, but can it be the end, chat? Can it continue on? I'll talk about that in a bit, but I need to ask you a very important question, chat. That question being, how many of you have seen An Extremely Goofy Movie, chat? Of course, starring Jason Marsden, Bill Farmer, and Rob Paulsen, Pauly Shore, and of course, Brad Garrett and Jim Cummings. Very curious about this, chat. Cassie says, many times. Alex Manal, yes. Eddie Berserker, never seen it. Ooh, I like that. Okay, good. Got a little variety in here. Matsuko Osaki, good to see you. Says, yup, I have, but it's been a long while since what you were asking. Cristiano says, me. Very good. I just wasted last week. I was watching an extremely goofy movie. That was time well spent. My friend. Bad boy, stop ignoring me. I didn't mean to. You watch it too? I always says, I like an extremely goofy movie, but it's very much one of those cartoons in the late 90s, early 2000s. Extreme sports crowd, very much so. Not to say a sequel wouldn't have been made anyway, but you know, Michael Eisner only said yes to this because he wanted that skater teen money. Oh, clearly. No, you're right. That's what they were trying to capitalize on. You're correct. Shake your groove thing. Hell yeah. I love that scene. Jesus Christ, those animators. I seen it when I was young, and it got me interested in poetry because of fucking Beret Girl, who was just known as Beret Girl. A lot of things still hold true from the original Goofy movie, chat, including the fact that these animators are so horny. The way they draw the female dogs in this film, chat, the anthropomorphic dog creatures in this movie, whatever Goofy is in his species, I guess he's a dog. I guess that's what he is. But the way, again, it's not as, I will say, the proportions are not as exaggerated as they were in maybe a Goofy movie, because they, like, all the women, every single female character had these huge busts, these big asses, curves for days, all that, always in crop tops. There is that in this movie, but they don't have as big busts or as big asses. They got curves. The Goofy's love interest in this film, you know, because if something happened with Maxine it happened with Max and Roxanne. I don't know what happened, chat. Maybe they're on a break or something. But Sylvie, what's her name, chat? I'm forgetting her name. Sylvie Marple. The way they draw her, it's like, God damn it, guys, come on. I couldn't believe it. Devin, I've seen it. Toshiba, I've never heard of it. Ooh, I love that. Christian, I need to add to my movie collection. I remember always liking it. He is a cow. No, he's dated a cow. No, I think he's a dog. Pretty sure he's a cow. Goofy is not a cow. No, he is not. Miss Marple's pretty hot. She is. She definitely is. Sebastian Sierra says, I think I saw it one time as a kid, that giant VHS case from back in the day. Nice. I think I had this too. I think I owned a Goofy movie and an extremely Goofy movie on VHS. They came in those big bubble packages like a lot of Disney films did. Oh, Chad, the nostalgia, the callbacks to my child. Yeah, he's a dog nose. No, he's definitely a dog. He's a doggy. He is definitely not a cow. He's dated a cow. I remember that what they always, back in the day, a lot of those old cartoons, he was dating that cow lady whose name I cannot fucking remember for the life of me. She's nowhere to be seen, Chet. She's nowhere to be seen. Maybe she was the mother of Max, but, she's long dead. She's long dead. But I have seen this movie. I think I watched this when it originally came out on video because I loved a Goofy movie so much. And I remember really liking it as a kid. It definitely feels very much connected within that world. And it does have those heartfelt scenes. The one thing I noticed, like rewatching, is like it's not a musical. They took out all of the music. So if you're expecting Powerline, Eye to Eye, or Stand Out, that's gone. I guess like a lot of teenage interests. Max and PJ and Roxanne and Buddy, they just lost interest in Powerline, Chad, and they moved on to extreme sports and stuff, I suppose. But you're right. Disney wanted to capitalize on that, that X Games culture, which was so prevalent in the late 90s and early 2000s. It died out since then. But that's what they wanted to do. And so they moved away from kind of like pop stars. But there's still a lot of the wholesomeness. I will say that the things about this movie that work the best are the wholesomeness between Max and between Goofy, and Goofy trying to be a good dad. And also dealing with a problem where it's like, you come to a point in your life where your children they're all grown up. It's like, what do you do? And maybe there'd be a situation where, because things are innovating so fast, it's hard to find a job, and you have to go back to school. You have to go back to college, get a degree. The movie was criticized at the time for being just like a lesser version of Rodney Dangerfield's Back to School. And I've seen Rodney Dangerfield's Back to School. I think it's a really entertaining comedy. And you're right, there's definitely elements of that in here. Definitely not nearly as crass as that movie or anything like that, but it's still wholesome. It's still good. There's some wonderful animated segments, chat, some great voice acting, some really cool animation, and a lot of eye candy for all those horny animators and lovers of the animated films, chat. But we're going to go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty details right now. And the movie starts with a cultural appropriation, chat, immediately, because we have this big old gone, and Goofy walks out in yellow face, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And it's like ding, 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 ding. I'm like, this is not appropriate. And he hits that fucking gone, where the gone's like, this is race, this is all hell. And it just, the shockwave goes back into his body. And it sends him off screen, chat. It sends him off screen. But we are presented with the title screen, chat. And it says an extremely goofy movie. And Max Goof literally bursts through, because it's extreme. He bursts through the logo, chat, in through the paper logo. And he's on I think it's called like a half pipe. I think it's called like a half pipe, chat. And he's doing skateboard moves. He's rolling back and forth, chat. He's got his friends, PJ, who I imagine is just happy to finally get out of the house, so he's no longer physically and emotionally abused by his father, Pete. You also have Buddy there, who is still high on the Cheese Whiz, chat. He's still eating that cheese. He's kind of graduated from Cheese Whiz, but, he's still, there's something wrong with that kid. And they're doing their skateboarder thing. They're having a lot of fun. Goofy, meanwhile, he's setting up decorations while Pete, good old Pete, he's working on, he's not good old Pete, he's a piece of shit. While Pete's working on the food, he's making weenies, he's making burgers, Chad's getting that potato salad ready. Goofy's trying to put up a sign saying congratulations, high school graduation, good luck at college and all that. But Goofy, ever the klutz, he's struggling to put up the banner on the screen door, and what happens is he puts the tape down. He loses his balance, and of course what happens is he gets himself all tied up, and shit starts hitting Pete in the face. He's like, "Goof, what are you doing?" He's like, "Yuck, Pete, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you with that." And eventually, Goofy and Pete, they're distracted. They're about to beat the shit out of each other, but they're distracted because they see their sons. Playing all that skateboarding. And even Goofy is like, wow, Max, he's really good at that skateboarding over there. And we cut back to Max and PJ and Buddy, and they're excited about going to college, yet, because they get to compete in the college X Games. Where was that a thing? Was that a thing did that happen in the early 2000s? Could you get a scholarship while participating in the college X Games? I don't fucking know. But they're excited about that. And they're excited about defeating the Gamma chat, the 3Gs, which is the top tier X Games organization, which within the college X Games. So they can't wait to go there and beat them all up. It's going to be great. But then we cut back to Goofy, who's watching all this, and he looks at the sign. He realizes, like, his son's going to be leaving him. It's like, this is a celebration. He's happy that he graduated high school, that he did well. But now he's like, I'm gonna miss my son. He turns to Pete. He's like, Pete, I'm gonna miss Max so much. And Pete's like, I'm fucking happy that my son's getting out of the house. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna turn his room into a bowling alley. It's gonna be great. And he's like calling the boys over. He's like, boys, PJ, get yourself over here, okay? All right, and then get out of my house. I can't start missing you unless you're gone. He's like, he's very cruel. He's a terrible father. He's a terrible father. You're no doubt about that. Thank God for Goofy. Thank God that PJ has some good friends. PJ, I'll tell you what, chat. He gets a lot of great things by the end of this movie. He has a very nice girl, which gave me an idea for setup for my eventual Goof Troop sequel. But I'm like, he's doing well for himself in college. Like, despite having a pretty bad childhood, he's growing, Chet. He's growing and he's succeeding. Thank God. And so they're coming over, but then Goofy, he realizes he wants to talk to the boys, so he goes over and he starts watching them do all their their skateboarding and stuff, and Goofy's like, wow, PJ, wow. Buddy, I didn't know my son was so good at this. And they're like, yeah, man, he's going to kill at college. And Goofy's like, kill? And it's like, not literally kill. He's not going to be a mass shooter, Goofy. Take it easy. And eventually they're like, yeah, Dad, no, I can't wait to get to college tomorrow. And they're walking. He's like, well, now wait a minute, son. I want to talk to you for a little bit. And he's like, well, what do you want to talk about, Dad? He's like, you need to make something of yourself at college. It's very important. And it's like, the only way I can make a proper analogy is talking about horseshoes. You got to keep your eye on the goal. Everyone's like, oh, Dad, not the horseshoe analogy, please. He's like, no, listen here. You're gonna love this. And so he basically had this whole horseshoe course set up, and it's like, you got to keep your eye on the goal at all times, okay? If you do that, you're gonna do well, okay? Maybe not you're not gonna get the best grade in every single test, but if you concentrate, if you study hard enough, you're gonna succeed, and you're gonna get that diploma. And he's like, you'll have success just like this horseshoe, because I kept my eye on it. And he throws it, Chad, and it fucking whips past it, kills a fucking bird, comes back around on a tree, fucking hits Pete in the head, and he just goes down in the potato salad. Chad, they got to get Pete out of the potato salad because he's going to drown in it. But at that point, they're all eating and Goofy. The lesson is not learned. No one listened to Goofy because poor fucking Pete nearly drowned in potato salad, and he is most definitely concussed, and I assume is hemorrhaging blood on the inside, chap. But it's like, they didn't listen to the lesson. Eventually, we cut back to, it's later. And Max, he's packing his stuff, getting ready to go to college. Chad, Goofy walks in, and he's like, "You need help packing, son?" He's like, "No, Dad, I got it. I'm good. I got it taken care of. I'm just gonna, get up early in the a.m. and head over." He's like, "Well, be sure to pack old stuffed bear." He's got like a little teddy bear, and he's like, "Nah, Dad, I don't need little old stuffed teddy bear. I'm good." He's like, "But no, you do need him. You do. Here he is." And he's like trying to give Max teddy bear. And he's like, "No, Dad, I don't need this." And he throws old stuffed teddy bear, and it's the saddest fucking thing ever, Chad. It's the saddest ever. He throws it. And Goofy picks it up. He's looking at it like, oh. And it's like, listen, Dad, I'm too old for that kind of stuff, okay? It's fine. And it's like, I understand. Well, I want to get you a gift. And he has this present for him. Max is like, oh, Dad, you didn't have to. Is this one of those combination VHS DVD players? Oh, my God, I feel old, chat. VHS. And he opens it up, and it's this 1970s era calculator. And it's like, it's heavy. And it's like, wow, Dad. He's like, are you excited and surprised and happy? He's like, I'm definitely surprised. Thanks, Dad. I do appreciate it, but I really do have to get to bed, okay? He's like, I understand, son. He tucks his son in, chat. It's like Max says he's growing up, but still likes to be tucked in by his dad. Goofy covers with a blanket, and he notices as Goofy leaves, Max picks up the bear, and he snuggles within this bed. And we get the first of many shots of Goofy just tears in his eyes. Like, there are like several shots in this movie of Goofy just looking so depressed and just on the verge of weeping. And like, you literally, like, he's closing the door, so you have the light and everything, and his eyes are just like saucepans, and it's just, you can see the tears just coming down, and he closed the door because his son's going. His son's leaving, chat. And then it's the next morning. It's the next morning. Goofy's making that breakfast. Yeah, a little too much. He's kind of going crazy like Aunt May with those Jimmy Dean sausages, okay? It was either going to be the bullet or it was either going to be those Jimmy Dean sausages that were going to kill Aunt May. It's just the bullet was faster, chat. And Goofy's made way too many pancakes. Just like I got a stack of toast. It's all slathered in jam. It's like, who's going to eat that? It's way too many carbs, Goofy. He's got hard-boiled eggs. He's got salt. He's got bacon. It's like, what are you doing? Max comes down, and he's like riding the skateboard and everything. He's like, Max, did you make sure to pack your suitcase? He goes, yes, Dad. He's like, did you make sure to pack your toothbrush? He's like, yes, Dad. Did you make sure that you're wearing clean underwear? He's like, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm just making sure you got everything you need. And Max, he just fucking chugs some milk, doesn't even pour himself a glass, spreading his goddamn Max germs everywhere. And he's like, why don't you come and sit down and have breakfast with me before you go? He's like, no, Dad, we got to get going. And he's like, what do you mean? And Max is already out the door. And he hops into this van that's being driven by PJ and Buddy. And he's like, but don't you need your breakfast, son? And he's like, don't worry, Dad. We'll just get some donuts on the way to orientation. He's like, well, make sure to drink your milk with those donuts. And Max and PJ and Buddy, they're already gone. They're already down the road. And then we just see, is Bobby? Is it Buddy or is it Bobby? Let's decide, because sometimes it sounds like they're saying Buddy, other times it sounds like they're saying Bobby. Bobby, it's Bobby. Fair enough. I thought it was Bobby. Some people were telling me it was Buddy when I was doing my Goofy movie review. People were telling me it's Buddy, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Bobby. But then in the movie, I'm like, I think they are saying Buddy, and so no, it's confirmed, Chad. His name is Robert Bobby Zumareski. There it is. It is Bobby. So I was right originally, Chad. Ha! So they drive down the road, chat, but then we cut back to Goofy, right? And Goofy does the sad dad dog walk back to the house, and where the house just seems so much bigger and much more empty. He goes up the stairs, and the stairs are creaking shit. He passes by all these pictures of when Max was a baby and when he was a toddler and just growing up, and see pictures from Goof Troop. We see Goofy's dead wife, and it's just like, Jesus! And then he passes by Max's room, and he comes back, and he opens it, and like everything's gone for the most part, and he goes in there because he finds like a sock on the ground. He picks up the sock, and he goes to Max's dresser, and he puts it in there, but he looks up in the mirror, and what does he see in the mirror, chat? Old stuffed bear right on the bed, chat. He was not taking my Max, and Goofy goes to the bed, and he just sits down. He takes old stuffed bear, and he just holds it against him. He starts crying. He just starts fucking crying, and it's like, we're 10 minutes into the movie, if that, at this point, and most of the things that have happened so far, it's featured Goofy crying, the fact that he's so alone because his son is gone. It's like, wow. It's rough. It's rough to watch. It's pretty rough to watch. Then we cut back to Max and PJ and Bobby, and they're on the open road. And they don't know how to get there. They're a little lost at this point. PJ brings up the fact, why don't you just contact your cousins Huey, Louie, and Dewey? They might know, because I guess they're attending the college. Which I thought, that was a fucking cool reference, chat. Huey, Louie, and Dewey, they're already in college by the time of this movie, which is cool. So that means that Huey, Louie, and Dewey are actually older than Max. I thought that was neat. Goofy needs love. Don't worry, he'll fuck. He fucks hard, Chet, as we know. He finds old Max's hidden socks. Oh, my God. Oh, no. His cum-crusted socks. Quackback is Ken. Yeah, they went to college after Quackback. It's true. It's true. He's like, I don't have a phone on me, man. I don't have a cellular phone. It's only 2000. Everyone has a cellular phone yet, PJ. He's like, all right, man, I'm just asking. And then eventually Bobby's like, just give me the map. And he's like, and then eventually, like, everyone's looking at the map and they go, wait a minute, Bobby, who's driving? And they like go off the fucking road and they enter a cornfield. They're like, oh, it's chaos, chat. They hit a scarecrow, and the scarecrow's like, why are you doing this? Ah! And he gets sucked underneath the car, chat, and is just destroyed. And eventually they burst out of the cornfield, but they end up right in front of the college, right in front of it's just called State College. We don't know what's. I get the sense that Goofy lives in Virginia. I feel like, because in the last movie, I feel like their first. Like where they were on the map is like the Virginia, Maryland area. So I think that's where they are. So maybe it's Virginia State. And so they pull up their chat. And again, all of this right now is just showcasing the horniness of the animators, chat. Because again, it's not as exaggerated proportions as in a Goofy movie with the big bosoms and the big asses, but it's there. It's there. We have all these female, characters, and every single one of them is in crop tops. Every single one of them is in crop tops, chat. They got, you know, they got some curves to them. They're shaking, they're strutting their thing and everything. And they're driving by, and PJ and Bobby and Max, they're all drooling. So I'm guessing that Max and Roxanne have broken up by this point, chat. We don't really know what happens to them. House of Mouse is canon within this world as well. And we know that during college or after college, Max is working at the House of Mouse, and he does go on a date with Roxanne. So maybe they met up again after. Maybe they got they're like, hey, we're gonna go to college. We're in separate colleges, and so it's gonna be awkward. Like that, you can write around it. You can make sense of it. But he does eventually get back with Roxanne, as we know. But clearly, he's not with her right now because they're lusting after all these anthropomorphic dog women. But then, chat, they pass by the Gamma 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 house where they see Bradley Upper Crust the Third, and the animator that worked on him must have had so much fun because, well, I just love his voice, and he's always sounding like he's about to explode at any minute. You can never tell with him, but he has those crazy eyes that, like, in his mouth, he has this this kind of rictus grin at times. I really love the design for Bradley Upper Crust the Third. He's very funny. He's a very funny character. And they see him, and he's doing his thing, and he's tripping. He's just being a bully, though. He's like, even though he's in college, he might as well be in fucking middle school because he's like tripping, you know, people that are walking with their books or trying to get to classes, and the rest of his guys are there. We have Brad Garrett, who plays the character of Tank. He's there. A couple other people as well. And just an amalgamation of abomination goofs, if you will. Eventually, though, we cut back to Goofy, who apparently is no longer working at the mall as a photographer. As we know in a Goofy movie, he was working as a photographer. Worked well with kids, so I know that he got fired from that job or he left that job. But now he works in a factory, chat, works in a toy factory, building toys in an assembly line. And he's at his locker. He opens it up. And again, we see pictures of Max as a baby, as a toddler. We see Goofy's wife. And we see Goofy starts imagining Max actually talking to him, and it's like Max has this shirt where it says "I love Dad," and it's like, "Come on, Dad, let's play baseball." And Goofy's like, "Oh, Max," and he closed the locker, chat. And Goofy's he's depressed. He's depressed at this point. Yatsuba fan, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a very nice evening. Just reviewing an extremely Goofy movie. It's been fun so far. Goofy is suffering from depression, and he walks on the assembly line. He turns on the machine. He just has this 1,000-yard stare. He's putting together the toys, this little robot figurine. He puts on the assembly line, gets another one, combines it, and then he looks at it, and then like the head transforms into Max's head, and it goes, "Hey, Dad, how you doing? How's work?" And he's like, "Oh, Max." But then he's getting distracted, and more of the toys are passing by. And then Jim Cummings, who plays, I would guess, at least 100 characters in this movie, he over a loudspeaker has this old man who's like, "Goofy!" And he's like, "Whoa!" He's like, "You must pay attention to the assembly line, Goofy. I won't settle for any lazy, slacking employees." He's like, "Gosh, I'm sorry, sir. I'll concentrate. My apologies." And he tries to put them together, but he accidentally hits a switch on the machine, and it fast forwards everything. He's just like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" He's trying to put them all together, chat, but it's messing up. And then what he does is he hits the switch, trying to just slow it down, but he reverses it, and so all the toys start getting sucked back into the machine. And then Goofy, he gets his big, thick, goofy ass sucked in there, chat, and he starts traveling through the chute system until he ends up in this giant tank, and it starts building and building and building because all the pressure because of Goofy's thick ass. Everyone's like, "It's gonna blow!" And the whole thing fucking blows, shit, takes out half the factory, kills about several employees, deforms 2 others, shit. It's horrible. Someone lost a foot. And then Goofy, he recovers, he gets out, he walks out of the machine seemingly unscathed, maybe a little concussed, chat, but he's used to that. And then who fucking waddles by? Jim Cummings. He's like, "Ah, Goofy." He's like, "Oh, gosh, sir, I'm real sorry." "Yes, I'm sure you are, but I've been waiting a long time to say this. You're fired!" And he fires him. It's like not a great start to Goofy's day. Then we transition back to Max and company chat, and they're doing their extreme skateboarding. PJ and Max, they're riding the skateboard while Bobby, he's doing his little rollerblade thing and everything. They're doing their thing. They're passed by all the people. All the girls are like, "Hey boys," like what you see them go, "Yeah, hell yeah!" Like they're looking at all the girls and stuff and enjoying themselves. Eventually, they pass by the Gamma house where the Gammas take note of Max and company. And my favorite line, uttered by Bradley Uppercrust III, is, "Gammas, I think we want more meat, don't we?" And it's like, excuse me. The Gamma House wants more meat chat while looking directly at Max Goof. They want that Max Goof. Something about the Goofy chat, something about Max Goof and Goofy Goof. They're just like, hell fucking yeah. They're very attracted to them. And it's like, Gamma, let's go after that meat. And so then they get on their own skateboards and roller skates, and they're just being bullies. They're tripping at people who are just walking with books and projects. They're just a bunch of fucking assholes. Eventually, Max and PJ and Bobby, they stop, and, they say hi to all their admirers, and and then PJ's like, "Look, man," and look behind him, and it's the Gammas coming behind them, and it's like, "Look who's following us," and Max is like, "And let's keep it that way, because we're going to beat those guys in the college X Games. Let's go." And they keep going. And they pass by this very popular coffee shop chat called the Bean Scene, which I have to admit is a really good name for a coffee shop. I do dig it. And they're like, "Well, we could all go for some mocha frappuccinos right now. Am I right, fellas?" Like, hell yeah. So they go inside the coffee bean chat, like down in there. And it's very nice. I love the aesthetic and everything. But there's a poetry jam chat, poetry slam apparently going on. And all the lights go down, and this one girl who is just called, her name literally in the movie is Beret Girl. They don't even give her a name. She's just referred to as Beret Girl chat. And again, not that we already haven't had some very curvy female characters in this movie, but look at her. Look at her design, chat. Where she's wearing like all black, and it's hugging every single nook and cranny like you wouldn't believe, chat. I mean, she's got a big old ass. It's like, my God, settle down. Settle down. I just can't believe it. And she's doing like this really shitty version of poetry, like, "Miss Moffat sat on her toffet, had all her curds and whey." Everyone's like, yes, 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 yes. Oh, that's brilliant. Everyone's snapping their fingers. And PJ and Bobby, they're just like, holy shit, that's like the hottest girl we have ever seen in our life. Max is still not over Roxanne, so he's like, "I'm just gonna drink my coffee." But as they come over, I think that's what happened. Oh yeah, because the Kerpo, she's doing her thing, and PJ's just like clearly love at first sight kind of thing. Max, he's like, "Well, you guys go ahead and you can talk to the Beret Girl. And I'll go get us some coffee." And so Max, he goes over, he's talking to the barista, he's getting some coffee. Brad and Tank and the rest of the Gammas, they come in and they see Max and they walk over. Max has the coffee, he says, "Thank you." He turns around, boom, runs right into Bradley Uppercrust III and just splashes him with scalding hot coffee. He's like, "Ah!" And Max's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And Brad's like, "It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay." "It's fine, man. No, listen, I saw you skateboarding earlier. Got a lot of talent. And I wanted to offer you something. Max, what's your name?" He's like, "My name's Max Goof." "Mr. Goof, it's a pleasure. Pleasure to meet you. No, I just saw you and your skill, and we are looking for new recruits for Gamma, and we want to offer it to you." He's like, "Wow, thank you. Offering us that position? No, I'm going to go tell my friends PJ and Bobby that we're going to join the Gamma." It's like, "Oh, no. It's an exclusive membership, an exclusive clientele. Okay. We're only offering it to you, Maxwell." All right. Maxwell. Can I call you Maxie? I'm going to call you MaxiPad. MaxiPad, we're only offering it to you. Okay. Your friends, these plebeians, the poors, if you will, they're not involved in that invitation. And it's like, "Well, what's wrong with my friends?" And we cut back, and like Bobby has stuffed his belly button with spoons and straws. He's like, "Look at me." And it's Pauly Shore, and he's doing Pauly Shore things. And they all start laughing at him. It's like, ha, ha, ha. And Maximilian was like, "Well, listen, man. All right, if they're not involved with this invitation, then you get none of this. You get none of this goof nonsense right here. And he's like, are you rejecting our offer? Are you rejecting the offer of a gamma, gamma, gamma brother? And he's like, that's exactly what I'm doing. He's like, all right, fine. We're just going to beat the shit out of you. And he's like, what? And then the gammas start tearing up the coffee shop, chat. They start beating the shit out of PJ. They start beating the shit out of poor Bobby. He's like, why are you doing this, broski? And like Max and Bradley square off. But then Beret Girl comes in and she starts strutting her stuff. And he's like, whoa, 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 boys, settle down, okay? How about you go ahead and take all of your over masculine pieces of shit personalities and get the fuck out of my coffee shop right now. This scene is not for you, okay? And they're like, whoa. And she starts snapping. She just starts snapping. And then everyone else in the bean scene just starts snapping too. And it drives fucking Bradley up across the third crazy. He's like, all right, fine. Snap, stop snapping. And he's just like, come on, gammas, let's get going. This bean scene's not our scene. And they just leave. And Beret Girl's like, I never saw the trash take out itself. And again, PJ, he's just like, this girl is amazing. And Max goes over to her and he goes, hey, just wanted to thank you for doing that. That was really kind of you. She goes, no problem. You seem like good guys. Happy to help. Very happy to help. I forgot to say, right before Bradley leaves, Bradley says, before I go, because the snapping is driving me crazy, let's make a bet, Maxi Pad goof. How about this? If whoever loses in the college X Games will be the towel boy of the other for a full year. And Max is like, yeah, fuck, sure, let's do it. And so they fucking agree to it, chat. They make the devil's bargain. They make the bet. And then PJ and a Beret Girl, they start hanging out and stuff. Eventually, we cut back to Goofy. And Goofy is in the unemployment office because he's looking for a job at this point. And he's talking to the unemployment officer, Chad, who sounds like Roz from Monsters, Inc. He's like, hello, Mr. Goof. How can I help you? And he's like, gosh, I'm just trying to find a job, but it's so hard. I don't happen to have, you don't have a college degree, do you? And he's like, well, I did do 3 semesters in the 3 years in the 70s. And he's like, you never completed your education. No, I'm really ashamed about it. It's just, well, what happened was, we don't really know what happened. Like, what was the cause for Goofy, leaving school? We don't know. He's about to explain himself, but we don't find out. I'm not sure. And he's like, there's nothing wrong with it, sweet cheeks, okay? Everybody goes back to school. All these innovations in technology make it so hard for us fucking boomers to hold our positions. And the thing is, you just need 1 more year. You can do that, can't you? And he's like, gosh, I don't know. He's like, you can definitely teach an old dog new tricks. Am I right? And she's like thrusting, like, everyone wants to fuck Goofy in this movie. I'm not being crass or gross, Chad. Like, everyone. And he's like, oh, I guess so. He's like, all right, then get that little tush of yours around here and we'll fill out the paperwork. And he's like, cool. Eventually, we cut back to Max. And, Max is just in college. He's hanging out with PJ and Bobby. And they're doing like some English, it looks like an English lit class or something. And they're being bullied by Bradley up across the third and his guys. They're literally doing fucking spitballs in a college lecture hall. It's like, no one does that. I've only seen this in 2 movies ever, chat. I've seen it in an extremely goofy movie and in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. Now, the thing is of that one, this might be like one of those kind of like, liberal arts 101 class or something. I don't know. But like in Spider-Man 3, it's like advanced physics. It's advanced physics, and you have bullies in an advanced physics class doing spitballs. That doesn't happen. You're all fucking nerds. Anyway, but that's the only time. And this is a cartoon, so I'll let it slide because it's supposed to be over-exaggerated and for children. But they're doing their whole thing, and all of a sudden they hear someone coming, down the hallway in the classroom, and the doors just burst open, and it's Goofy culturally appropriating yet again, chat. He has some bell-bottom jeans. He's got this gross polyester suit on and this big black afro, Chad. He's like, how you doing, everybody? I'm yearning for some learning. Yuck. And Max is just, ah! When he sees this. His scream is amazing. And Goofy just goes down the fucking stairs. He's like, hey, Max, we're going to be classmates. Oh, it's a nightmare. And it's like, why does he have the afro? Now, I have heard something recently, apparently, that I think it was, a matter of fact, on Double Toasted, that some people view Goofy as black, like he's a black character. I never got that. I just thought it because it was the 70s. That he was like, well, he went to college in the 70s and he had that hairstyle in the 70s, okay, it was prevalent. But then there's like this weird, there's the, I guess because most of his body is black, but I think that's like fur. So I don't know, but he's culture appropriating the fuck out of this, chat. He's got this gross powder blue suit on, these bell-bottom jeans and everything. And Max is just, this is living hell, this is living hell. It's like, this is my son, Maximilian Goofy. Yuck. And they're like, oh, you're a loser. And then we cut. And it's after class, and Goofy he explains. I will say we do have that kind of like tissue, that connective tissue from the original movie, where he does open up to Max more, and Max opens up to Goofy more, and they really say what's on their mind. Where in the last film they struggled with that. Here Goofy's explaining to Max, listen, I lost my job. Okay, I lost my job at the factory, son, and the only way I can get a better job is to get a college degree. I need that diploma just like you. And he's like, no, I get it, Dad, I get it. It's just that, you know, when you're here, he's like, well, since I'm here, I'll be able to be with you the entire time. That's the thing, Max. I was suffering from depression. I really missed you, and you know how much I love you and all. And I think just being together will be great for me and great for us. And we can be study buddies. And he's like, yeah, Dad, that sounds great. Yuck, what's up, my vampire? Yeah, right. Oh, my Lord. Man, he might have said that. He might have said that a couple of times. But he's you know, he explains it out to Max, and Max understands. But he's like, okay, Dad, but listen, you can't wear what you're wearing right now. He's like, what do you mean? It's offensive. People think it's racist. He's, what are you talking about? I'm wearing my afro because it was hip back in the day. Dad, he takes the afro off. He says, Dad, you're scaring people. And he throws the afro out. All right, we can work. We can definitely study together, sure, and everything. But we need to also kind of have our alone time. He's like, no, I understand. You need to have your alone time. You got to train for those X Games and things. Don't worry, Max. I won't bother you. But when we're studying together, we can have fun. He's like, great. We then cut, and Max is explaining to everything to PJ and Bobby. And Bobby has this like sexual innuendo line because he says, my dad got fired from his job. And Bobby goes, what, was your dad showing his pink slip to somebody or something? Like, was your dad showing his dick to somebody, chat? I was like, whoa. I was like, well, I couldn't believe that. Like, I've seen this movie like multiple times, and I just recently caught that like the pink slip, because you get your pink slip, you're fired. But it's like you're showing his pink slip to somebody. Like, was he exposing himself to like female employees or male employees or something? It's nuts. I get it now. Also, yeah, Bobby found the afro, and he's been wearing it. They don't even bring it up. He's just wearing it right now, Chaz. Like, I guess he found it in the trash. But Max is like, but the thing is, they're kind of concerned. It's like, okay, man, like, it's cool. I totally understand that your dad coming to college, getting his diploma. Like, we respect that totally. But I mean, your dad's not going to be like interfering with our lives and our training for the X Games and things. And Max is like, no. And then that's exactly what Goofy does, Chad, because it's the next morning. And it's like 5 a.m. And Goofy just bursts into the fucking room like, yuck, how you doing, kids? And like, oh! And he's like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, well, I figure we can all go and get breakfast before the first class. And they're like, Dad, first class is at noon. It's not even 6 a.m. And he's like, well, early bird always gets the worm. Yuck. And they're like, ah. And so then we cut, and Goofy's loading up at, the lunchroom. He gets all this stuff. He gets Max's food for him. He slides it over to him, and some of the food falls on top of Max. He's like, oh my God. we have all this other montages of Goofy studying with Max. Like, sometimes they have some downtime and Max is playing some video games with PJ and fucking Goofy unplugs the TV. It's like, it's time for laundry. And they just start just throwing all their shit-stained clothes at Goofy. He's like, come on, guys, come on. Don't throw your duty clothes at me. Come on. It's like all that shit. And eventually it ends with them in the library and Max is just exhausted. We're jerking it, Dad. Be great. He's like, oh, Jesus, well, I'll join you. But eventually it ends with them in the library. And Max is just exhausted having to hang out with his father. And at one point, he tries to sneak away. And Goofy's like, where are you going, Dad? And he's like, oh, Dad, I think what you need more than anything. And he spots the librarian's desk. And he goes, you need to get your official college library card. Every student should have one. And he's like, well, yeah, I guess you're right, son. Let's go. And they go over to the desk. And they part all the books, and sitting right there, chat, is this, it's the whole stereotype, the sexy librarian, chat, Miss Sylvie Marple. And Goofy is smitten. Like, he's not being creepy about it. He's like, whoa, she's really attractive. And she's just stamping books, like she's totally caught up in what she's doing. And Max is like, excuse me, ma'am, miss, ma'am. And she's like, oh. And she starts doing her whole spiel. It's like, well, as the librarian of this state university, I'm here to assist you in any way, both with fictional, non-fictional, reference, and periodicals. If you need any help, please let me know. He's like, well, my dad here would like a library card from you. Can you assist him? She says, of course. We always give library cards to incoming freshmen. And he's like, all right, great. Go ahead, Dad. Do it. And, she starts talking to Goofy, and Goofy notices at one point that she has a mood ring, chat. And he's like, excuse me, Miss Marple, is that a mood ring on your hand? And she goes, oh, yes, I'm a collector of all things 70s. It's kind of my passion. It's silly, isn't it? And he goes, nah, I went to college in the 70s. I love all that 70s stuff. And he takes out like this necklace with this giant conch shell. It's like, look, this is a model replica of the conch shell from Gilligan's Island. She goes, oh my God, the episode where the skipper built an entire raft out of coconut shells and where it was able to run on sand. He goes, that's the one. They bond over Gilligan's Island. And they just start talking. They're all into the same things and everything. And Max, he sees this and he's like, all right, guys, we can get out of here. Let's go. And, Sylvie and Goofy, they start talking about, like, do you remember that duck dance? He goes, sure, I remember the boogie duck dance. My friend Donald, my best friend Donald taught me that one. And quack, quack, quack. And they start doing this quack, quack dance in the middle of the library and everything. And then eventually we have, like, the principal or the president of the college who's doing, like, tours probably for, like, grant money and stuff. And he sees just Goofy and Miss Marple just going quack, quack, quack. If fucking Donald Duck saw that shit, he would be like, the fuck are you doing? I should never have showed you that dance, Goofy. That is the dance of my people. But they see this, and the president's like, Miss Marple, what are you doing? She's like, oh, excuse me, sir, I apologize. She's like, yes, indeed. And so she goes back to her desk, and Goofy follows her. And he's like, well, listen, Miss Marple, I just want to ask you, we seem to have so many things in common, and I just thought it would be kind of nice that, do you want to go on a date with me? She goes, yeah, go on a date and maybe get some dinner and then go dancing. He goes, oh, I sure love dancing and do my boogie duck. And she goes, yes, you can, Goofy. Yes, pick me up at 8. Let's go dancing. And he's like, all right, cool. Eventually, we cut. Oh no, that's the thing. Goofy, he's so excited because he's like, he goes back to the table where Max was. He's like, Max, you won't believe it. I got myself a date, Max, and he's gone. And then eventually we cut to Max. He's practicing with PJ and Bobby, and they're on like the half pipe or whatever. Everyone's going ooh and ah, and they're all excited. But then Goofy eventually finds them. And Goofy, he goes up on the half pipe, and he's like, Max, and Max is like, oh, and he crashes right into Goofy, chat, and they go up in the air, and hijinks ensue, and they come crashing, like, Max fucking crashes down, but Goofy's on the fucking skateboard, chat, and he starts going back and forth on the half pipe and everything. Everyone's going like, whoa, and at one point, Goofy goes super high in the air, and his bell bottoms act as parachutes, and they let him land slowly on the ground. Everyone's like, woo, fucking Mr. Goof, you got it, man. And then Gamma, 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 and Bradley Uppercuts the third, they see this and go like, ooh, a plan is forming. And they go over to, they approach Goofy. Meanwhile, Goofy goes back to Max. He's like, oh, Max, I understand why you like all this skateboarding stuff. That was pretty fun. He's like, give me my fucking board back, Dad. He's like, all right, son, I didn't mean to mess up your practice or anything. You know, I was thinking, what if I went ahead and joined your team? Then we can hang out more after studying. He's like, Dad, we are not having any openings on our team right now, okay? Thank you. And he fucking walks away. And Goofy feels really bad. And then Bradley Uppercrust and the Gammas, they approach him. He's like, oh, excuse me, Mr. Goof. And he goes, oh, hi, what's your name? He's like, my name is Bradley Uppercrust III. And we just observed your skills on the half pipe. And I have to say, it was quite entertaining. It was amazing, matter of fact. And I want to offer you a position on our team. Matter of fact, I want to make you an official Gamma, Gamma, Gamma. A brother, if you will. And Goofy's like, oh, well, I appreciate that, but I don't want to go ahead and compete against my son or anything like this. Goofy, listen, buddy, Boobala, come on. What you have is a very unique opportunity, okay? It's like, well, I appreciate the offer, but, let me think about it. He's like, you know what? That's fine. Here's my card. And Max, he's observing all this too. And so he's like, oh, wait a minute. And he's like, PJ, Bobby, I know how to get Dad off our backs now. And he goes back to Goofy. And Goofy's like, wow, official card. Man, even kids are carrying them around nowadays. And he's like, Dad. He's like, oh, hey, Max, are we okay? And he's like, oh, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I yelled at you. It was just, it was in the moment kind of thing. He just sports and shit, the adrenaline pumping. Listen. I overheard your conversation with Brad. He loves being called Brad, by the way. I think you should take him up on that opportunity. You should join a fraternity. He's like, well, I'd be competing against you. He's like, listen, Gamma needs all the help they can get. Like, they've been on top for a while now, but, the last few years, not so much. And so they definitely need some of that goof magic, okay? You can give that to him, Dad. And he's like, well, you're sure, son? I guess that could be kind of fun. I've never been a part of a fraternity or participated in any X Games. He's like, there you go, Dad. And he's like, well, I'll go back and I'll go ahead and get their ears. And he's like, hey, Mr. Uppercrust. And he goes, yes, Mr. Goof. He's like, you know what? I thought about it, and I talked to my son, and I do want to join you. I think it'll be really fun. He goes, fantastic. He's like, oh, you like to laugh too. That's great. After that, we cut, and where are we now? Oh, yeah. That's right. We are now at the nightclub, chat, because, they're celebrating, Max and PJ and Bobby, they're celebrating because they got Max's dad off their backs. They're getting prepped for the X Games. They're really excited. And they just like, what are these three broskies going to start doing, chat? Stuffing their tum-tums full of nachos, chat. And, Bobby's like, extra cheese whiz, man. A little callback there from a Goofy movie, chat, because the guy has a serious addiction to cheese whiz. And so they just start stuffing their fucking faces with these nachos, chat. And then this hot anthropomorphic dog woman comes over and she goes, hey, are you Max Goof? And he goes, yeah, I am. She goes, you looked really incredible on that half pipe today. He goes, oh, thank you. Yeah. She's like, listen, once you're done talking to your little friends, I would love to dance with you. And he's like, I would very much like to dance with you, miss. And she goes, okay, see you later, cutie. And she just struts away shaking that ass. And he's like, yeah. Everyone's like, whoa, dude, whoa. And they start high-fiving and shit. But then, Chad, who do they see just strutting her stuff in the nightclub? The beret girl. And again, the camera is just on her ass. And I'm like, animators, you're so horny. You're playing your hand, my friend. And Bobby, he sees, he's like, get out of the way, broskies. I'm going to go talk to the girl here. And he walks over. He's like, hey, girl, why don't we go ahead and show our moves on the dance floor, Bobby style? And she's like, no. No. But then we have Max. He's like, hey, listen, if you want to sit with us, like what you did last time at the bean scene was really cool. We have nachos. We can order some coffee. And she goes, you know what? I'm liking the cool that you guys have over here. Makes up for the fool over here. And he's like, oh. And so she sits right next to PJ. And she goes like, what's your deal, Daddy-O? And he just changes his personality like that, Jen, on a fucking dime. Where he starts talking like a poet. He starts rhyming and everything, chat, talking about his size and how he's always overlooked, and she's just fucking mesmerized by him. And even Bobby and Max are going like, what the fuck? And clearly, like, PJ, he's had a thing for this girl the entire time. He's rubbing his poetry, and he's also a sensitive man. And she goes, well, look at you. You're one bad Buddha boy, aren't you? Why don't you dance with me? Show me your moves, thickums. And they go and dance on the dance floor, chat. She dances with it. She calls him thickums. But then, Max and Bobby, they watch the two of them dance. It's quite cute. But then we cut back to the DJ who's like in this upper floor, and he gets a knock on the door, and he answers it. And this person, like, we don't see who they are, but they have this hand, and they have some money in it. And the guy's like, oh shit, he takes it, and the person is goofy, and he whispers in the guy's ear, and he goes, yeah, I can got that for you, sure. And we go inside. And the guy, like, I love that the animation in this scene, too, because he's moving around the room in this swivel chair, and he goes to this huge cabinet, and he opens it up, and he's looking through all these vinyl records, and he goes, and he blows all the dust off of it, and then he rolls back over to the player, and he puts the record on the record player, chat, and lowers it down, and he activates a button, and all of a sudden the lights change. A disco ball that's like covered in cobwebs just comes out, and we get this fucking groovy 1970s music, chat. And who struts out to the guy? Everyone's like, whoa, everyone parts ways, and we have Goofy, chat. We have Goofy in this white suit with this light, like with this fucking, he's wearing an ascot. He's got an ascot on, chat, and all the ladies are going like, oh my god, he's so hot. And you thought Goofy was hot because who else does he have with him, chat? He has Sylvie. He has Sylvie Maripol, and she is dressed in this skin tight green outfit, and it's just hugging every single curve of her body, chat. Big old booty, big old bust, just strutting. She's bouncing. And even the animated male dog characters' faces go, bah. Their jaws hit the floor. Even Max is like, Dad? And he sees Goofy and Miss Marple, chat, Sylvie Marple, just thrusting into each other on the dance floor. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's basically Saturday Night Fever with Goofy, and it's perfect. It's amazing. It's so funny. But then everyone gets into it, like the beret girl and, her new thickums, PJ. They start getting into it, chat. They start dancing. They start thrusting into each other. Fucking Bobby, he gets in the dance. Even Max, he gets into it. And he's seeing like, wow, my dad's having a really good time. I'm super happy for him. And he goes up to Bob and he goes, man, I'm happy for my dad. And plus, hey, he's got a new girlfriend, so that'll keep him distracted from all of our stuff. And he goes, yeah, dude, ski. And after the date, it's a huge thing. Everyone's like, yay, everyone's happy and shit. And then it's later in the evening, and Sylvie and Goofy, they're walking by this lake in the university. And Sylvie, she sits down, and, she's just being all coy and shit. And Goofy's like, oh. And he sits down, too, but he's kind of awkward and everything. They're kind of, like, looking to the side and like, But then Goofy, like, he looks back. And Goofy has sexy eyes. Goofy has sexy eyes, Shay. He, like, looks at her like, And he does this thing with his hand. He does this thing with his hand where he walks over, and she does this thing with her hand, Chad, and they walk over, and they start kind of like, they then hold each other's hands, and then he just kind of like comes up on her, and she has the exact same expression that Nala has from The Lion King, Chad. She has the fuck me eyes. Can you feel the love tonight? It's the same thing. And they proceed to make out, chat. And I assume they went back and they fucked hard, and he deserved it. You know what? And Goofy, he's gone through a lot, chat. His wife's been dead for nearly 20 years at this point. You know, he's gone all these fucking horrifying adventures with Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse and shit, chat. He's been a single dad. It's like, let Goofy fuck. Okay? I'm not getting up in arms about that. That's fine. That's totally fine, chat. After that, after all that good time, we then cut to, it's the next day, and Goofy, he's in love, but plus he had sex for the first time in like probably 2 decades, and he bursts in the library, and he has this big bouquet of flowers for her, and he's like, Sylvie, and he runs up to her, and he knocks her off like this ladder where she's like stacking books, but he catches her and everything. He's like, yuck, how you doing? He's like, Goofy, oh my God, you scared me, you get me so excited, Goofy. He's like, I got you some flowers. She goes, oh, and you're so sweet too. Goofy, last night was just the best. I mean, all that thrusting and dancing. And he goes, yeah, I like the thrusting part. And then they start literally, I'm not joking, they start smacking each other's butts. They start doing that booty butt thing where they go, boo, boo, like back and forth. And I'm like, oh my God. I can't believe it. And they literally start dancing in the library. Chad's like, they're going to fuck here too. I'm like, take it easy. Then we cut. We then cut. And we had to have like a montage of Goofy being initiated into the Gamma 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 house, and how basically he's putting Brad to the ringer. There's this one ceremony where they got to all dress up like this fucking Klansman or something like that, while wearing purple robes and shit. And where Goofy's like holding this candle and he sets Bradley on fire. He's like, ah! And like Bradley has to like dunk himself in punch before the burns start to sizzle his skin. And Goofy apologizes and everything. But it's horrifying. And he's still hanging out with Sylvie. They're still going on dates. They're still having romantic evenings of each other. It's great. She's lusting after the Goof. Man, like I tell you, Chad, Goofy fucks. But then, hey, Chad, this movie's about the X Games, not about Goofy's love life. And we have the qualifying rounds for the college X Games, which apparently is a real thing. And you have all these different teams and everything. And you have like an in-joke between these two announcers. This one announcer who is just this huge, big, broad-shouldered guy. And you have this little announcer who's just kind of meek and tries to get a word in. But the guy's like, and anyway, Chuck, thanks for your thrilling commentary. I'll handle it from here. He's like, oh, one day, I'll fucking kill you. But that day has not yet come. Not yet, chat. But we have the first event. And, Goofy is with the Gammas, and we have, it's also against Max and PJ and fucking Bobby. But then, Goofy's, still a little unsure about the X Games. He's like, nah, listen, guys, I mean, I appreciate, being a part of this and all, but I'm probably not as good as you. He's like, oh, don't worry, Goofy, it's okay, boobla. It's fine. We're taking care of it. He's like, okay. And what happened is, Tank, Chad, Brad Garrett's character Tank, he's put a rocket pack on Goofy's skateboard, which makes him goes faster. And so when Goofy starts off the event, he shoots down the half pipe and immediately falls, but he gets back up. And then, Bradley up across the third's like, Tank, I think our brother Goof needs a little help. And he goes, yeah, okay. And he hits a button, and then Goofy is like literally shooting up into the air and doing all this tricks thanks to the rocket-powered skateboard. And he comes back down, chat, and he gets 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and a 9 from the fucking German, I guess, judge. Like, why are there international judges at this college X Games? I don't understand it, chat. But those Germans, chat. Gamma, is it Gamma Mew Mew? I call him Gamma Gamma Gamma. And everyone's like, woo, everyone's fine. But Max, he's like fucking pissed because he's like, oh my God, my dad, there's no way he did that good. And so Max, he starts, but he's in his own head at this point, and he fucks himself up where he goes off a half pipe and he skids and he falls over, but he gets back up again and he does a few more tricks, but then he falls again. Everyone's like, oh no. But then he ends up like a really cool trick where he's like doing a fucking handstand and shit. Everyone's like, he's like on one finger, and then he nails the trick, but he's still just really mad, and he's inside his own head at this point. He looks at the scoreboard, and it's all like 5s and 6s. And, of course, the goddamn Germans gave him like a 4.7. And PJ and Bobby's like, hey, man, we made the final. He's like, but that was like my best event, and I fucked it up. And it's like, it's okay, dude. We'll just do better when we get to the, the final round. Hey, we made it. He's like, he's just furious. He just doesn't want to hear it anymore. He's just so frustrated about this. Eventually, Goofy goes to talk to Max and like about this whole thing, and he's like, listen, Max, just want to make sure there's no hard feelings at all. I think you did really good. And Max is like, Dad, I don't want to hear from you. He's like, well, what's wrong? He's like, I'm gonna transfer. He's like, I'm just, you've been on me. You've been so cloying. It's just like back home. You won't let me have my own life, okay? That's what I want. You know why I was so excited to get to go to college, Dad? You know why I was excited? Not because of the College X Games, not because of my diploma, to get away from you. And Goofy just like, Max, I'm sorry. I just thought we could have fun. He's like, Dad, have fun without me. And he just walks away. And Goofy then just starts suffering from all this depression. Like everything starts coming up again, chat. He's incredibly depressed. Eventually, apparently someone sold him an edible, which he then consumed before taking a test, chat. And he goes and takes the test, and he's just not even aware of what's going on. They put the test right there, and the only thing he can think about is Max Goof, chat, and that gummy that person gave him. And then, for whatever reason, when he's supposed to be, like, writing short essays and doing fill-in-the-blank and true and false, he's just writing his son's name in flowers and shit. It's like, Goofy, you're trying to fuck your son? What are you doing, Goofy? And all of a sudden, that fucking edible starts to kick in. And we get a scene that's out of like the Beatles' Yellow Submarine all of a sudden. And it's just weird where Max, like the drawing that Goofy created comes alive, and the flower like rises up in front of Goofy's face, and Max's head pokes out of it, and then it starts to colorize him, and the whole classroom changes, chat. And all of a sudden, Max transforms into Goofy, except Goofy has this luscious mane of rainbow hair, and he's like, I can make you happy. And Goofy's like, oh, this is great. And Goofy's just fucking high. I'm sorry, Chad, but there's a scene in this movie where Goofy had a gummy, and that gummy wasn't edible, and Goofy just couldn't handle it. His fucking body is like, whoa, what the hell did you put in us? And he just imagines this incredibly colorful scenario, and then boom, he hears the bell, and the class is over, and he's like, oh, he didn't do any of the tests, chat. The teacher comes over, he's like, wait, let me finish. And he's like, it's too late, Mr. Goof. Maybe you should have studied and kept your eye on the goal. It's like, oh shit, like Goofy used to say. And Goofy obviously failed the test. We then cut to Miss Marple, who, Sylvie, who had like a whole sexy dinner plan. She's in this like tight little cocktail outfit for him. She made fondue and shit. She had this congratulations Goofy sign. But Goofy he's so depressed. And he's so upset with himself over everything, the test, and also Max, that he doesn't even go. He doesn't even contact her. And then we cut. And I think we cut, and Goofy's he's at home with Pete. And he's just opening his heart out to Pete, what's not probably the best person to open your heart to. And he's like, what am I going to do now, Pete? I flunked out. And Pete's like, Goof, you don't need any of that fancy book learning, any of that 1, 2, 3, and 5, and hypotenuses and medians and whatever the hell it is. No, all you need to know is that 4 quarters equal $1. That's all you need to know, Goof. Simple math, that's what I know. And he's like, starts doing like the horseshoe. He's like, let me tell you something, Goof. All that book learning, all that college degrees, it doesn't get you nothing. Your thing is, you just gotta want what you want. You gotta take it, Goof. Gotta keep your eye on the goal. And he starts throwing the horseshoes and things, and that's when Goofy realizes, like, oh shit, you're right, Pete. I took my eye off the goal. That's my whole thing. I knew that you're not always gonna do great in every single class or get the best grade, but as long as you concentrate and you study hard, then you can achieve anything. It's true. I can get that. I can get that diploma, Pete. Thank you. And he runs off, and Pete's like, can someone tell me what the hell happened here? Like, he doesn't even know. He doesn't even fucking know, chat. I don't know why Goofy talks to Pete. And they have a very strange relationship. I think it's just because, Goofy's maybe a little naive, and, Max and PJ are best friends. That's the only thing I can think of. He's like, well, I'll fucking hang out with this guy, I guess. I don't know. It's never made any sense to me. Summer Baby. Hi, Summer Baby. Welcome to stream. I'm reviewing an extremely goofy movie. But eventually we cut, and Max is also depressed. Looks like we're entering like the winter months of school. Maybe it's just a raining day, and he's walking down to the bean scene shed. He passes by this girl, and she's like, "Hey, aren't you?" He goes, "Yeah, it's me. It's Max Goofy." He goes, "Yeah, you're Goofy's son. That Goofy. Oh, he's so dreamy." And he goes, "Fuck!" And he goes to the bean scene. And he orders some coffee. And we get a really funny scene where Bobby, who's clearly fucking high, he's like, "Don't you think it's kind of weird that we're always wearing gloves?" It's like, it's true. It's like, why is that? Why are we always wearing gloves? It's not a part of our anatomy. And he's just off in his own little world. But I am glad they finally brought that up, because they've never mentioned it before. It's like, yeah, man, why you wear gloves all the time? And PJ is totally immersed in the, slam poetry scene. Him and the beret girl are just like, they are sucking face every other scene at this point, Chad. They're in love. And you know what? Good for PJ. Good for PJ, because PJ, again, he had a very, I'm guessing, chat, obviously emotionally and psychologically abusive father, and I'm pretty sure Pete also beat him. And so he's out of that environment. He's with someone who really cares for him and respects him, not only, chat, for his thickums body, but also for his intelligence and for his personality and his kindness. And so I'm very happy that he found Beret Girl, chat. I'm very happy for him. But they see Max, and they go up to Max and like, "Hey, dude, aren't you excited for the X Games?" He's like, "Guys, I'm transferring. I'm getting out of here." It's like, "What are you talking about? You're transferring? What do you mean?" He's like, "After everything, I screwed up in the last event. I don't have the motivation." And I'm like, "Dude, listen, man, it's okay. It's like your dad said. Sometimes you're not always going to do the best, but as long as you keep your eye on the goal and you train, you work hard, then we can do it." And he's like, "Shit, you're right. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. My dad's right. Let's go and train right now." And they're like, "Yeah, let's fucking train, woo!" And they all run out. And then the beret girl, she's like, "Boys will be boys," and she starts sipping her coffee. After that, we then cut to Goofy. And Goofy goes to apologize to the Gammas, because he says he's going to leave the team. And he's like, "Now, guys, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I know we have these X Games coming out and everything, but I really just need to concentrate on my book learning, on my studies, and I want to pass. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to drop out of the team." And fucking Bradley Uppercuts III's like, "Excuse me? What? And he's like, "Well, I'm sorry, Bradley, but it's just, I really need this, and I need employment. I need to find a job and everything. I mean, you guys are obviously incredibly talented and smart, and I respect you, but I just can't do this." He's like, No, you fucking poor. No. You ain't leaving. You're not leaving, Gamma. He's like, "Well, yes, I am." He's like, "No, we're kicking you out." And Tank literally grabs Goofy and just throws him out the door. I guess you don't quit Gamma, chap. You fucking get thrown out of Gamma. Bloody Friend Major, thank you so much for subscribing. 23 months, 20-month streak. 1 month away from 2 years. Thank you, Bloody Friend Major. A pleasure to have you here right now. Does PJ stand for Pete Jr.? That's what I always thought it stood for. Pete Jr. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what it stands for, Sir Baby. But then, Goofy, he's like, "Gosh, I hope they're not too sore at me." I mean, they literally threw you out of their goddamn frat house. But then he notices that he has the Gamma pin, and it's like, "Well, before I leave, I should probably give them back their pin." And he goes back, Chad, and he opens the door and everything, but he hears them talking. And Bradley Uppercrust III is like, "All right, boys, so for this upcoming final event, what are we going to do? It's what we do best." And they're like, "Train real hard? No. Learn how to skateboard? No, you idiot. We're gonna cheat. And everyone's like, yeah, we're great at cheating. Cheat. Everyone's like, yeah. And it's apparently even Brad Garrett's character of Tank, he's like, yeah, we're just gonna cheat like we did last year and the year before. It's a Gamma tradition. That's right, boys. A Gamma tradition that will continue on for many a generation. Goofy's like, oh, gosh, they're fucking cheaters. I gotta tell Max. And so we then cut to Max, and they're prepping for the big. Oh, it's the day of the fucking big events, the final round. Everyone's so goddamn excited. It's all sorts of events and everything. But Goofy, he goes into there and he goes to the locker room where Max and PJ and Bobby are changing. And he's like, hey, Max, listen, I know you might still be mad at me and everything, but I got to tell you something really important about the Gammas. And Max is like, Dad, I don't want to talk to you right now, okay? I got to concentrate on this. He's like, I understand, Max, but I think you should know. He's like, Dad, stop it. He's like, Max, I'm just trying to tell you that those Gammers, they're cheaters. I heard them talking about they're cheating apparently all these events, and I just want to make sure you're going to be okay. He's like, oh, did the Gammas put you up to that, Dad? He's like, Max, what are you talking about? Of course not. He's like, Dad, leave me alone. And it's like, Max, what the hell are you doing? And Goofy's like, well, son, well, good luck to you. And so Max goes out. But at this point, it's like, that sucks. That's too bad that even Max not listening to Goofy at this point. I love that in this sequence, though, like, everything is labeled with ESPN because Disney owns fucking ESPN. So it's ESPN2, which I guess was a thing back in the day where they had, like, the X Games content and everything. But they're starting the events out, and so they have, like, some of the big main events, which is, like, rock climbing, I think, like, roller luge. There's like a trials event with a BMX bike, and then you have the triathlon. And a lot of the students are upset because Goofy is no longer a part of Gamma. And they're like, where's Goofy? Because, he's not there and shit. But then we have the first event, and we have Bobby. It's a rock climbing event, so he's fucking climbing up this goddamn rock wall. But then this weird, doofy Gamma brother, he starts literally pulling out the rocks from the other side and causing, like, all these people to fall and, like, have horrific injuries. Thankfully, Bobby, he's either so fucking high or, is just skilled at rock climbing that he manages to get there despite all the rocks literally being pulled out from under his hands and feet. And he gets up there and he wins that event. It's like, nice, all right, good. The team, they're called Team 99, and so they're having a great success. We then cut to the roller luge event where one of the Gamma brothers has literally rolled out a whole bunch of silver marbles onto the road, which causes one of the competitors to just, like, this whole roller luge, like, thing, just it just rolls on top of itself, and he just skids on the cement and just horrific injuries. Max manages to avoid the marbles, though, at great cost. I mean, it almost kills himself, but he also wins that event as well. Fucking nice. We then cut to PJ, who's basically doing this BMX trials where you got to go over these obstacles. And we're like, he's the hefty boy. He's Thickums, chat. He's Thickums to Borrego. We got to have him do this. We got to be, like, super, athletic, but whatever. He's doing it. And this one guy, like, destroys this other competitor's bike, but PJ does manage to complete the race. And then, chat, we have the triathlon. It's like, ooh-wee. And it's between the three members of Team 99, which is Max and Bobby and PJ, and, of course, the three members of Gamma, chat, which is Bradley, Upper Crust the Third, Tank, and a small character named Slouch. His name is Slouch. But yeah, right before they're about to start, we see Tank has attached the rocket pack to PJ's skateboard, which then causes it to shoot up into the sky with a false start. And so PJ is taken out of the race, chat. He's horrifically injured, but it's okay. The beret girl's taking care of him, chat. He's fine. But at this point, Team 99, they don't have another team member. They need 3 people to participate in this triathlon. And he's like, all right, we got 5 minutes. Unless you don't find someone in 5 minutes, I'm going to call it for Gamma. It's like, oh, shit. Well, then Goofy, he's like, oh, well, suppose I can join him. And he ends up there the last second after some shenanigans where he blows himself up, and he ends right up on the stage with them. And Bradley Uppercurt's like, that's not fair. He was on our team. It's like, well, according to you, he left your team some time ago. Mr. Goof, do you want to join Team 99 and participate in the triathlon? He goes, well, only if my son wants me. And Max looks at him, he's like, Dad, yeah, we need you now more than ever. Thank you for doing this. And he's like, I'll do anything for you, Max. And he's like, yeah! And so we have the big fucking event. We got the big event And the first one, it's all rollerblade stuff. So it's a race. First one, you got to get to like the next part of the event. And so they take off, of course, and they're competing real hard. But the Gammas, they're fucking cheaters, chat. And they do the old lady crossing the road trick where they dress up one of their smaller frat brothers as this old lady and shit. And they have her waddle out into the road, chat. But the thing is, like, they avoid her. Like, Max avoids her and Bobby avoids her. But Goofy goes, fucking smacks right into her, grabs her, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to hit you. And he just fucking hits Goofy on the face, and he just yeets her, where he then, apparently, he suffered a horrible injury, chat, because when Goofy throws him, he lands on a bench, but it, like, snaps his spine, so he's, like, literally like, ah. And there's this lecher old man, it's like, how are you doing today? And it's like, well, that guy had a really bad day, chat. He was assaulted. He was sexually assaulted. We then cut, and eventually they all get to these it's BMX bikes. They get to these BMX bikes. The thing is, though, one of the other members of the Gamma team, they sabotaged Bobby's bike, chat. So while they're going over all these hills and going through like these muddy trails and things, Bobby's bike eventually falls apart on him to the point where he's riding a unicycle, and he just goes fucking headfirst into this bog. And Max is like, fucking Bobby, you okay? It's like, I'm fine, dude. I just swallowed some swamp water. You got this, broski. And so Max keeps going along with Goofy and things. And then we get to the last part of the race, which is skateboarding, chat. It's a little skateboard race. And so, right now, the only two, you have Goofy and Max on the Team 99, and then you have, like, Slouch, he got taken out quick, and then you have Tank and Bradley up across the third at this point. But Bradley up across the third, he's getting concerned because Max is shot ahead of him, and Goofy's right behind him, and he's like, fucking Jesus Christ, Tank, take out Max Goof. I will not lose this. I will not lose this. And so he activates the rocket on Max's skateboard, which causes it to, get all destroyed and everything. But eventually, Goofy rolls up to him and he helps Max out. And at this point, Bradley Uppercross is like, no, that's the thing. Goofy, he goes to check on what, like, Bradley's doing while Tank tries to go and take care of Max at that point. But Goofy notices that Bradley has, like, another device in his hand. He's about to activate to explode Max's skateboard. And Goofy's like, Max, look out! And Goofy, like, has the horseshoe, and he literally just, he yeets it. He fucking yeets the horseshoe at Bradley and hits him in the fucking head, severely concussing him, chat. But he falls down on the switch, and which causes both skateboards, Tank's skateboard, Max's skateboard, to go haywire, and they crash into this like giant like tunnel thing where it has like X Games, like Wakanda Forever, and it crashes on top of fucking Max and Tank, and Goofy's like, Max! And he skates over there, chat, to check over if Max. He finds Max, he's okay, he's fine, and they're getting out of there now at this point. But then Tank's like, help me, Bradley, brothers. And he's caught under all this debris. But fucking Bradley, he just goes around all the debris and just keeps going. And fucking Tank sees this, the betrayal of Bradley up across the third. But he hates the Poors, Chad, as we know. And he seemingly is going to be victorious. But Goofy and Max, they stop and they help Tank out, Chad. And Tank's like, why would you do this? Because you needed help. And that's what we do. That's what all goofs do. And Max is like, goddamn right, Dad. And he's like, I must learn the ways of the goof. And he's like, I'm going to help you win this race. And so Tank is now on their side, chat. Thank God. And he used like, you guys can use my skateboard. Let's go. And he picks up fucking Max and he picks up Goof and they just shoot forward at this point. It's like, yeah. And Bradley, he's like, they're right behind Bradley. Bradley's like, fuck. But there's too much weight on the skateboard at this point. And so Tank and Goofy, they're like, Max, take out that rich fuck. All right, take him out, man. And so they give the skateboard to Max, and he keeps going. He's fucking doing his skateboard thing, and then boom, he gets right ahead. Max literally yeets himself over the finishing line, chat, and he fucking elbows Bradley like right in the eye, which just causes, I imagine, severe damage to that right eye, chat. But he gets over there, and he wins it. Yay! And Max wins the college X Games, Wakanda Forever, and he gets the big fucking trophy and everything. And Bradley up across the third, it's like, well, Max, I suppose a deal is a deal. I will be your towel boy for the next year. And Max is like, I don't want a cheating piece of shit as a towel boy. And I don't think your brothers want you in their Gamma Gamma clubhouse anyway, do they, Tank? And Tank's like, Bradley. He's like, oh, Tank, you survived. I'm so happy to have you here. I mean, he's like, yeah, I'm sure you are when you passed by and left me to die. He's like, Tank, Boobala, buddy, come on. We're brothers. We're a fraternity, right? And he just grabs him, starts punching the shit out of him, chat. And he stretches his body to the point where he's like a rubber band and goes, boo! And he shoots him. He shoots him, chat. There's a Zeppelin. There's the ESPN2 Zeppelin, chat. Do not invest in Zeppelin technology, chat. We're in the 21st fucking century. And he shoots Bradley, who then hits the Zeppelin and most definitely dies, chat. Most definitely dies. Everyone aboard. It's like the Hindenburg. Oh, the humanity. And like the little announcer who was very resentful of the guy in the blimp, he goes, yes. Yes, let it burn. Let it all burn. Back to you. And yay, Team 99 wins, chat. This is glorious. And then it's I guess it's like several months later or something, and Goofy, he's graduated, Chad. He completed the necessary semester. He got his diploma, and Max is dressed up in a suit and everything, and he's like, hey, Dad, listen, before you go, I wanted to give you something. He's like, oh, thank you, Max. And Goofy opens up the present, and it's the trophy. It's the X Games trophy. And Goofy's like, Max, but this is your trophy. It's like, you're the reason why we won, Dad. And go ahead and read the inscription. And Goofy reads the inscription, and he looks at it and he goes, even though I'm not your little boy anymore, you're always going to be my son. And he's like, oh, it's like, that's so cute. It's so cute, Chet. So even despite, him growing up, Max growing up, he's now his little boy, he's still his son at the end of the day, Chet. And they fucking hug, and Max apologizes to Goofy. He's like, listen, Dad, you're amazing. You're great. Thank you for everything. And he's like, well, thank you, Max. And he's like, walks away, and this fucking car pulls up of Sylvie wearing like a tight little dress and going like, hey, how you doing, Goofy? We're going to have fun tonight. And he goes, oh, yuck. And he gets in there. He's like, oh, hi, Sylvie. She goes, you're going to start calling me Mom soon, aren't you? He goes, yeah, I guess so. And he's like, did you tell him, Goofy? Did you tell him? He's like, I haven't yet, Sylvan. No. Oh, I was going to make it a surprise. He's like, what's the surprise, Dad? He's like, well, matter of fact, I got a job here on campus. We can hang out with each other all the time, Max. He's like, oh, no, that's great. He's like, I got you, Max. I'm just kidding. I'll call you later, all right? Make sure you're eating breakfast and drinking your milk. And Goofy, he rides off in the sunset, Chad. He rides off in the sunset where he most definitely fucked Sylvie that night. And that, my friends, is my scene by scene breakdown to an extremely goofy movie. I would give it a matinee. It's a matinee movie, chat. Not as good as a Goofy movie, but still great animation. Still some great, little action sequences, some really cool comedy. It's a wholesome, and it still has that wholesomeness. It still has that. And he got, that's right, I forgot. I totally forgot. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, you're right, Casface. So I have to reverse. So there's another scene here in the movie where he goes and he apologizes to Sylvie after all this. I can't believe I forgot about this. He goes back to the library, or Sylvie's very mad at him. He's like, listen, Sylvie, I'm real sorry that I didn't call you. I just felt so ashamed. And Sylvie's like, well, you know what? You got that big dog dick, so I can't say no to you. Let's get to studying, mister. And so then she basically trains Goofy. We have this montage like, Eye of the Tiger and all that, where he learns a lot of shit, chat, and he gets all A's. He gets all A's on his test, chat, all of his subjects. She's like, they're so excited, Goofy, you did it. And that's when he goes and talks to Max about the cheating and everything. That's what happens after that. That's what it is. Now, I forgot. That's what happened. So, yeah, he made up with Sylvie and everything, and he got his diploma. He graduated, and he did. And that's the thing. That's like, Goofy's not stupid. He's not an idiot. He's just klutzy. He's just a klutz. Like, he's not dumb. You know, he's actually very knowledgeable. So, yeah, he did it. He fucking did it, chat. He nailed it. Goofy, he found a girlfriend. He's a better man. He's not going to be lonely, chat. He's going to have more babies, I assume. So, I have an idea. Like, I think you could definitely do a sequel to all these, another Goof Troop, chat. It's the next generation, where I would have it where Max has graduated college, he gets back with Roxanne, and they're a young couple, and they're trying to support themselves, like the millennial problems, chat, okay? You still have your Goof Troop adventures and everything. Goof and Sylvie have married. Max and Roxanne plan to marry and everything. I want to have it where Max and Roxanne have children, maybe Goofy and Sylvie have children or something like that. You got the dual pregnancies going on. It's like, oh, God, a kid and a grandkid on the way. Ooh. But that's what I would do. I think that's how I would do Goof Troop, chat. I think that'd be really fun. But I don't think Disney's going to take me up on my ideas, chat. They just want to reboot everything. They want to turn everything into a CG abomination like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Damn it. Mordecai, thank you for the 10 minutes. Glad I came at the tail end of the review. Still think this film is equal to a Goofy movie. It's a special place in my heart. I know you requested this custom audio video commentary. That's right. Also bring back Beret Girl. So that's the other thing, too. Definitely bring back Sylvie. Where Goofy and her are a couple or they're married. Have PJ where he's married to the Beret Girl. And Bobby is either dead or, I don't know what you're going to do with Bobby. But that's how I would do it. Like, they're all, they're living, but they're struggling. They're going through the same hardships that any couples would go through. But yeah, definitely give PJ that girl because he deserves to be fucking happy. And he's a good guy. And I like the idea of Max and Roxanne. Like, hey, let's make this work as a young couple and as young parents. I think that'd be interesting. Who doesn't like that Chip and Dale? I do not. But I would give it a matinee. It's still fun. I don't think it's as good as a Goofy movie, but it's still a really enjoyable time, Chad, and a film I would recommend checking out if you like the Goof Troop and a Goofy movie. But there you go, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that review. We, bad boys, stop ignoring me. I'm not ignoring you. I'm sorry. And then no one saw Sylvia ever again. Seriously, Roxanne came back, but Sylvia never mentioned. Well, yeah, I know. In a House of Mouse, he could have still been dating her for all we know. Maybe they're a couple. Devin's like, I give it better than sex. Damn. Wow. But thank you, Cass, for bringing up the fact that Goofy got all A's. I completely forgot about that. That's right. Why didn't you tell me that earlier about Zeppelins? I invested all my money in Zeptech crypto fortune favors in the bold, like Matt Damon said. No. Much like Bobby would have Pauly Shore life old communion with a pot. Oh, that's right. It's exactly what he would. I don't remember all that sex. No, it's there, man. You gotta read between the lines. Read between the lines. It's there. Oh, Hamilton Burger mentioned it. Oh, gotcha. Thank you, Hamilton Burger. Thank you for bringing that up. Yep. See, chat, so you always keep me on track. You never know what detail I might miss in these scene by scene breakdowns, these spoiler reviews. But now, my friends, we're going to go ahead and we're going to be jumping into some of that lost arc, if it fucking works, which I don't know if it will or not. I miss Powerline, too. I definitely miss Powerline as well. Yeah, so I think it has some servers. We're going to try this out, chat. We're going to see how this is going to go for tonight. But I hope you've been enjoying the stream. Hope you liked today's review of an extremely goofy movie. Tomorrow, chat, I will be doing a scene by scene breakdown, chat, for 50 Shades Darker, the sequel to 50 Shades of Grey. A little belated Valentine's gift for you guys in the chat. I think that'll be good.